The city was alive with its usual chaos. Sirens in the distance, hurried footsteps on cracked sidewalks, and the cold wind carrying the smell of gasoline and street food. Among the blur of faces and rushing lives sat Ethan, a homeless man who had long accepted invisibility as his shadow. Wrapped in a tattered jacket and holding a cardboard cup with just a few coins clinking inside, he blended into the night like another forgotten piece of the city. But Ethan noticed everything. He had trained his eyes to see what others ignored, the small details, the patterns, the things that never belonged. That's when he saw her. Officer Marissa Cole, a young policewoman barely into her third year of service, was walking along the block, scanning her surroundings. Her presence was different from the others who rushed past. She walked with authority, but there was kindness in the way she slowed her pace near the shelters, nodding to people most others dismissed. Ethan had seen her before, offering food, sometimes even conversation, but tonight something felt different. As she stepped near an alley, Ethan's instincts sharpened. He spotted a man trailing too closely behind her. His movements were too rehearsed, too careful. Ethan's gaze dropped to the man's hand. A glint of silver. A knife. Panic surged through him. His breath quickened, but before he could speak, the man's eyes briefly flicked to him, a silent warning. Ethan's lips parted, but the stranger pressed a finger to his own mouth in a chilling gesture. "Don't talk." Ethan froze. If he shouted, the man might strike before Marissa even realized what was happening. If he stayed quiet, she could walk straight into danger. His heart pounded like thunder in his chest. He had nothing, no power, no weapon, only his voice. And yet that single voice could either save or endanger her. He sprang to his feet, startling nearby pedestrians. With a burst of courage, he stumbled forward, pretending to beg. "Spare some change, ma'am?" His voice cracked, desperate but deliberate, his eyes locking onto hers with a pleading intensity that said more than words could. Marissa slowed, glancing at Ethan with recognition. Something about his expression stopped her. She noticed his trembling hand subtly pointing downward. She followed his gaze, and that's when she saw the shadow of the blade just inches from her side. Without hesitation, Marissa spun around, hand reaching for her weapon. The man lunged, but Ethan, without thinking, threw himself forward, colliding into the attacker with every ounce of strength he had left. The knife clattered against the pavement. Shouts erupted as bystanders scattered. The struggle was brief but brutal. Ethan wrestled with the man, his ragged clothes tearing as the assailant fought to break free. Marissa quickly regained control, pinning the attacker with her training and slapping cuffs onto his wrists. The street pulsed with adrenaline, but it was over. Ethan slumped back against the wall, gasping for air. His hands were scraped, his jacket ripped even further, but his eyes were steady. Marissa crouched beside him, her chest heaving. You saved my life," she whispered, her voice breaking as she tried to process what had just happened. He shook his head weakly. "Did what I had to," he muttered, his voice rough but resolute. For the first time in years, people didn't pass Ethan by. They gathered, murmuring, some even applauding. In those few minutes, he wasn't invisible. He wasn't just the homeless man on the corner. He was the one who saw what others didn't, the one who stepped in when it mattered most. Marissa looked at him with gratitude that words couldn't capture. In the glow of flashing sirens, their eyes met, not as officer and beggar, but as two human beings whose lives had collided in the most unexpected way.